Hi, Chirag. Hi, Chirag.
Hi,
Hello.
Chirag.
Hi, how are you doing today? Hi, Nishant.
Right.
Apologies for a slight delay. I just, since this is the first seminar happening after a long while, I just took some extra time preparing for the preparing my notes and everything. I hope you all slept well and had a nice breakfast. Shall we, sir? Any questions, Vijay sir? Any questions that you would have before we start?
Not so far. Not so far.
Prasoon sir? Chandama ma'am? Any questions? Anything?
Alright. No.
Nishant?
Yeah, hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Tell me, how are you?
Very good. Any questions? Anything that you would?
No, I think your team has given a fair bit of indications and pointers for this thing, for this meeting. So, I guess
All right.
it'll be fine.
So, just to kind of give you a breakup, so I'll start with an introduction, and after the introduction, I'll introduce the company, the topic, and the panelists, and then I'll be giving 3 minutes to all the panelists to talk about, give their initial thoughts on the subject, and then post that we will go into a panel discussion, which would be about 20 minutes. And then we would be inviting questions from the audience, which would be about 30 minutes. Post that, I'll come back to all the panel members again, which would be about 2 minutes each for their closing remarks. And then I'll be kind of concluding the entire session.
Right, right.
Yeah, so this is how we've kind of planned it. I think we already have I think we'll have I think we will start by 11:05 because a lot of people will join in late, and we'll have to give the initial 4-5 minutes. This so, but I would like to thank you all, Nishant. I know you've been very busy, and my team has been chasing you a lot.
I guess in the development sector, everyone is right now occupied with COVID.
Yeah.
Lots of things to do. So,
Yeah.
I know it's a challenge for everyone.
Yeah.
Whether you are busy or not, working from home, it's a challenge.
It's a challenge. Yeah. So thank you so much, everyone, for actually making time for this webinar. Really hopeful that we are able to kind of sensitize people about the problems of rural education through this event, and get this discussion moving forward, wherein we don't just focused on one aspect of containing COVID, but also focused on the long-term consequences that it might cause in the education space.
It's a good thing to do right now. I think everyone is focusing on health and COVID. Perhaps people are not talking about education. Going forward, that would be a major challenge.
Yes. In fact, Vidya Bhavan Society, where Prasoon sir is currently engaged, which is, and he's an education advisor over there. They have done like a research in the first wave, wherein they kind of really evaluated as to what is the impact on rural students while distance education is really is pushed, and their report was actually published in Frontline twice, which is a national newspaper. So he'll be talking about it during the course of the event, this panel discussion also. So yeah, and I think all of us coming from diverse backgrounds, Vijay sir coming from a different background, and then Chandama ma'am coming from um, from Karnataka, and a completely different experience. So so all the other panelists, I'm sorry I missed it. All the other panelists are aware of each other. Nishant, if you could quickly introduce yourself to all of them, that would be also very helpful.
So, guys, I am basically a postgraduate from Devias, Ranchi, in rural development sector, with over 15 years of experience in this sector. So, my initial assignments were with the civil society organizations. I worked extensively in Jharkhand, in Bengal, in Gujarat before moving into the corporate sector. Worked with greenfield projects in Jharkhand for Jindal Steel and Power Limited. Worked with an EPC company in Bengal, and then with an agribusiness based organization in Gujarat before joining Mahanagar Gas Limited. Currently working with Mahanagar Gas Limited as senior manager, and I'm working with them for last 6 years. So apart from this, I have also done an executive MBA from the IIM Raipur. So that's pretty much what we are doing. At Mahanagar Gas Limited, if I say as a CSR initiative, what we are doing, our focus is on 4 themes. Obviously, education is one of the primary themes and one of the most important thematic area for CSR intervention. Although during last couple of years, because of the lockdown and lack of access to the families, investment in education has has gone a bit down. So let's see. I'm hoping to get enriched with this panel discussion, and I'm looking forward for it.
Yeah, thanks, Nishant. So I see that we already have about 60 participants who've come in, and so I think we'll just take a 3-minute break, and then we can start the discussion at 11:05.
Hi guys, can I say something?
Absolutely, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, very much.
Yes, you are audible.
Can you give me a brief up exactly what is the role of, me as a layman, and what can I be, what I can do?
Yeah. Nisha, what will happen is that the panel discussion will start at 11:05. We are waiting for a few more participants to join in. And then once the panel discussion starts, you can put in your question in the chat. There's a separate 30-minute Q&A section wherein all these questions will be addressed, and we'll be definitely taking up this question of yours then. And thank you so much for actually posting this question. Very relevant question.
They were testing the percent, and I knew even from the snap.
All right, so it's 11:06 and we have uh, about 79 of us attending this webinar. A very, very warm good morning to all of you. I'm Chirag Bhandari. I'm the founder and CEO of Ennoble Social Innovations and your host for this session. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to each and everyone who has shown interest in understanding the impact of COVID on rural school dynamics and rising dropout rates. Ennoble Social Innovations is a social startup focused on developing sustainable and scalable solutions for schools to create better learning ecosystems. Our flagship program, Yellow Green School, delivers on holistic transformation of rural schools through better infrastructure and better quality of education. Infrastructure planning is in alignment with various government and UNICEF guidelines on child-friendly schools, and quality of education intervention is designed in accordance with national education policies. Founded in August 2018, Ennoble has rapidly expanded and worked in 58 plus districts spread across various states in India. These projects have been executed in partnerships with several corporates such as Mahindra Sustain, Godrej Agrovet, NTPC, Suzlon, Tata Steel, HOEC, etc. We've been incubated with AIC RMP, Atal Innovation Mission, which is under Niti Aayog, and we're also incubated at IIM Bangalore, NSR CEL. We've won several national and international awards for our innovative products, such as Maharashtra State Innovation Award by Maharashtra Government, CIMEX Social Award at Mexico by CIMEX Tech, our own Innovation Award by Infosys Foundation, and more. Team Ennoble is a set of dynamic individuals with diverse but complementary skills who are all passionate about education transformation in India. Again, I would like to acknowledge each one of you for being here as a part of this webinar. Thank you for taking out this time. Thursday morning, 11 a.m., and we all have so much to do. But still, making time and being here really talks about your commitment to the rural education transformation in India, and that is something that is highly appreciable. Now, why are we talking about rural schools? As we all know, that COVID as a pandemic has impacted our lives in a massive way. As in it has impacted not just one, but several areas of our lives. Many of our relatives, distant relatives have lost their lives, friends, family members, they've been displaced. Some people have lost their jobs. And there are several reports which are coming out saying that there has been an overall inflation in terms of costs rising, in terms of jobs falling, net receivables in the pocket reducing. So that has been a massive catastrophe. Government has been pushed, of course, to take drastic steps to control the pandemic. And as a consequence, schools have been shut for almost a year now. And with the second wave at its peak and maybe an anticipated third wave or a fourth wave, the future looks really bleak. This abrupt closing of the school and consequential lack of digital connectivity and all the other issues that we have in rural areas, it has almost led to about 6 million students in the rural schools to be completely disconnected from education. On the macroeconomic side, there's a World Bank report which says that the prolonged closure of schools due to COVID-19 and the consequential learning loss in India may cause a loss of over USD 400 billion in the country's future earning. and there is no possible solution in sight. That's a very tricky scenario. So this talk is about really discovering, all of us coming together and discovering and sharing ideas as to what all questions that need to be looked at to understand the deeper implications of the situation. And then once this deeper understanding is built in, maybe start exploring all the possible solutions that can be looked at to tackle this problem. We will be making a genuine attempt at recording all the learnings out of these discussions. We'll be looking at all the questions and all the solutions, and then possibly use these learnings for our on-ground interventions as and when we get an opportunity. Also, I would like to inform you that this panel discussion is the first and is a part of a series of panel discussions that Ennoble intends to organize with opinion leaders from the CSR space and education space to catalyze a dialogue on rethinking learning for rural students in this evolving education landscape. I am very happy to announce that on today's panel, we have a very experienced and diverse set of professionals to discuss and debate on this topic. Please allow me to introduce you to them. Our first panel member is Dr. Vijay Pawar. He is the head CSR and sustainability Mahindra Logistics. He's a popular leader and a self-motivated team player. Dr. Vijay builds his team on 3 Ps, which is people, planet, and profit. As CSR and sustainability head at Mahindra Logistics, Dr. Vijay is responsible for leading and executing several social CSR and sustainability projects. Our second panel member, Mr. Nishant Sinha. He's the Senior Manager CSR, Mahanagar Gas Limited. Mr. Nishant is a Xavier graduate from Ranchi and also is an IIM Raipur alumni and is recipient of Rashtra Vibhushan Award for outstanding contribution to national economic and social development. Mr. Nishant has also been named amongst 100 most influential CSR leaders of India by World HRD Congress. Our third panelist, Ms. Chadamba Ambalgi. She is the manager CSR Ultratech Cement Limited. A seasoned CSR professional, Ms. Chadamba Ambalgi has been handling the CSR department for Ultratech Cement for over 15 years. Known for her ability and strong communication skills, she inspires and creates long-term engagement with stakeholders that help create impact over years. And lastly, I would like to introduce you to somebody very special to us at Ennoble and our entire team. And he also happens to be our mentor, Mr. Prasoon Kumar, education advisor, Vidya Bhavan Society, Udaipur. Besides being an eminent education advisor with close to 23 years of experience in education, Mr. Prasoon has also been associated with various state and national school education improvement programs, textbook writing, teacher training, and policy and curriculum development. Vidya Bhavan Society, where Mr. Prasoon is currently engaged, is also one of our academic partners. It was founded in 1931 and is presently a consortium of 13 institutions. During the first wave of COVID-19, Vidya Bhavan Society team did a research on the reach of education amongst rural students during the pandemic, of course, and the research was published twice in a national daily, The Frontline. Prasoon sir shall be sharing that and probably more details about us during the course of this conversation. And finally, before we get started with our discussion, I would like to share some base information. We will be using a mix of Hindi and English in this webinar. As Dr. Vijay said in our mock session yesterday, that English comes from the mind and Hindi comes from the heart. So keeping the language language neutral seemed like a great idea, because that way we will get a mix of brain and emotions in our discussion. And switching to Hindi, हम लोग चाहेंगे कि आप लोग सब इस डिस्कशन में पार्टिसिपेट करें. सो आप लोग प्लीज अपने क्वेश्चंस चैट बॉक्स में डालें. डिस्कशन के समय कभी भी आप क्वेश्चंस चैट बॉक्स में डाल सकते हैं. And when the Q&A session comes, I will be picking some of the questions and taking them up in our discussion, in my discussion with the panelists. Also, I would request कि आप सब लोग mute पर रहें during the entire course of this session. And जब कभी question हो तो आप उसको chat box में डालें. This discussion is also being streamed live on Facebook. The link for the same will be available in the chat, so you can share the link with your friends and family and colleagues if you think they need to attend this event. A recorded version of this webinar will also be available on our YouTube channel, which is Yellow Green. The link for the same will be available at the end of this webinar. Also, our social media handles would really be very happy to get some love. So the social media handles will be shared with you in the chat. Please do like and subscribe and stay connected to this conversation. This session is about 90 minutes. We intend to finish this session by 12:30. We will be, after this introduction, I'll be, handing it over to the panel members, and they will be introducing themselves and their thoughts on the subject. And then we will have a 20-minute panel discussion. Post that, we'll have a 30-minute Q&A session, and then we'll have a 2-minute closing session wherein we'll get comments from each of the panel members. And finally, I'll be sharing the final takeaways in the last 5 minutes. So then that is it from my side. I would like to open the panel and start the discussion. So at the very beginning, I would like to invite Mr. Prasoon Kumar to share his views on the subject.
Yeah, thank you, Chirag. And so you have already introduced me. So one thing is, one introduction which I like to add is that basically I'm a teacher. So I've come from a teacher community. So all other are added. And I'll speak from a teacher's perspective, and particularly from the perspective of being education advisor to 3 schools and 3 teachers training college in Udaipur Vidyavan Society. And we have been struggling since last year, involving children and their parents in how to deal with this pandemic, and also their learning. We're really worried about it. So let me start from what Chirag said, and for which we have evidence. So, there are evidence, some evidence that shows that the school will get impacted. Last year, it was reported that children from private school will move to government schools. It happened everywhere. Empirically speaking, we have evidence from Haryana and Rajasthan. But we don't actually know how many children shifted from private to government school, as elementary section of the school primarily remained closed. But from my own experience, I can say that in Vidyavan school, initially around last year, June 2020, there were lots of students who were taking school leaving certificate, because most of their parents work in unorganized sector and their income dipped. So so last year what happened is that we were able to get 1.5 crores of individual donation to support the fees. So, and it was distributed across 4,000 students. And so not many children, they left the schools. So they continued. Of course, 10th and 12th children, despite dipping in the income, they were not able to leave. Not many of them were able to leave school because it was their board exams. This situation, we are back to what it was last year, and we'll have to again go back and appeal for individuals to support students' fee. And it's also a common experience in Udaipur that many private schools, low-end private schools, are closing because they can't pay fees to teachers, and that's the reason why they are not able to sustain themselves. And children from those schools will also go back to government schools. है ना? So, see, you have to understand that this sifting of children who will suffer from relative deprivation, it's a sociological term. So you feel deprived, relatively you feel more deprived other than depriving in basic things. For example, I'll give you a very simple example. Suppose we have iPhone 6 and we get to meet somebody with iPhone 12. So there is a relative deprivation which we suffer, and that's very acute. So most of the children who will shift from private to government school, they'll suffer this deprivation, and we have to be aware of this fact. And we also have to aware of the fact that our teachers are not taught to deal with such kind of children. So they don't know, most of them professionally, it's not part of their course to understand the sociology of education, which is so important. Sociology of education is these days have become very important because your attitude towards children from which society they come, it plays an important role in mentally preparing them to learn. Yeah, we can say that our education has some component of psychology, but that's also very limited. So those who know about teacher education program must have heard about people talking about Piaget, but we must understand that Piaget was not dealing with ordinary children. He was a clinical psychologist, and in most of his writing, he has said that please don't use my research findings to teach normal children. No, but we don't. We use it as a part of our psychology paper in our teachers training college. So what I'm saying is that basically that our teachers are not equipped to deal with the kind of children we'll have post-pandemic. Moreover, many children because of pandemic will join school in a new setup, possibly after a gap of 2 years. Possibly in a they'll be given jump. So if they are in class 3, they'll get a jump to class 5, and the primary section will suffer the most because most conceptual learning is at the primary level, and such kind of shift. And we also know that almost 2 years will go when children will not be in the school. So we have a huge chunk of children who will suffer a lot and who will miss their learning a lot. Other things I would like to talk later at some point of time is the need to shift the focus of teaching from teacher intensive to more student intensive. We know digital learning, as far as I come from Vidyaman School where we have 4,000 students, we know that digital reach has not actually helped. We were not able to reach children because of many reasons, because of network connection, because they don't have they can't afford to have smart phones and computers, and then it's not. So we have to shift from teaching from more teacher intensive to more student intensive. We also have to understand that students learning ecosystem has shifted, and it is a paradigm shift. So instead of being for 6 hours in a day with a group of children and teachers who are making effort to learn, you are shifted to your home setup where you have your parents, where you have other siblings, and they are at different level of learning. And most of us, we don't talk about learning in our at home. So all this will have to taken into account when we plan for intervening for such children. And so we also have to understand that this education of telling has to change from education of exploration. And believe me, it's possible. We have done it last year, and we have done with 60 schools, around 20,000 children. They were part of Vidyavan Project School, along with our 400 students that we have in our school and college. And during the talk, I can give you evidence how it is possible. And we also have to understand that how do we minimize digital use of for learning? Yeah, so that's what. Sorry, I've taken a long time. Chirag, please.
No, thank you so much for this very, very informative initial note, sir. I would now like to invite Dr. Vijay Pawar for his initial note.
Thank you, sir, Chirag, and good morning, everybody. So all of us know that the current coronavirus, COVID-19 pandemic, is having a profound impact not only on people's health, but also on how they learn, work, live. Among the most important challenges created by COVID-19 is how to adapt a system of education built around physical school. At its peak, more than 188 countries, encompassing around 91% of enrolled learners worldwide, closed their school to try to contain the spread of the coronavirus. Schools closures have a very real impact on all students, but especially on the most vulnerable ones who are more likely to face additional barriers. Children and youth from rural schools, low income and single parent families, immigrants, refugee, ethnic minorities, and indigenous backgrounds with diverse gender identities and sexual orientations, and those with special education needs. They are lot suffering. They suffer by being deprived of physical learning opportunities, social and emotional support available in school, and extra services such as school meals. तो आप लोगों को सबको पता ही होगा कि स्कूल मील्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट स्पेशली इन रूरल एरियाज कि बच्चे जाते हैं सिर्फ खिचड़ी या खाना जो मिलता है ब्रेकफास्ट मिलता है स्कूल में इसकी वजह से दैट इज द important attraction for them to join the school, and thereby our government and our people, our teachers, school people are trying to reduce the dropout rate from the schools. So they risk of falling further behind and becoming isolated with the school's doors closed. The rural students are likely to lose the most in terms of educational outcomes and the support provided by schools if we do not take insufficient measures to provide educational support to them. So what are the focus point? What I think are we need to look at to ensure the continuity of the academic learning of students. Like my friend Prasunji rightly said, that is going to be a very high jump from third to fifth standard. They are going to take a jump of 2 years, having gap of not attending the school. So it is going to become for them to digest all the things, right? And second, what is I think the support education of rural and disadvantaged student is very crucial for us. Now, ensure distribution of food to students also is very important because nowadays schools are closed, children are not getting their daily meals, so it may be causing the problem of malnourishment also in rural areas. So these are the arising issues because of this COVID-19 scenario that we need to tackle. Ensure provision of other social services to the student also. So like counseling and all, these are very required for the students. And in the physical schools where they are getting support from their teachers, there must be some counselors also. So those things are actually these children are missing basically. Their emotional needs has to be addressed carefully among this scenario. We need to support these students whose parents are not attentive basically, or maybe we can say a single parent or lost both the parents maybe due to COVID-19. So these cases are going to rise very fast because we can see their daily 4,000 plus people are dying and children are becoming orphan also. So that problem is going to arise in mass level that we have to tackle in future. Ensure social development of student is very important in this scenario, and support student at risk of violence at home. So children are staying at home. They are not allowed to go out because of this lockdown period and all. So there are many chances that they must be facing the violence at home. So that support this student are actually required. basically. So what are the solution? What I can say is we have to focus parent more, because parent engagement is very important. आजकल बच्चे तो घर में रहते हैं, तो पेरेंट्स का सपोर्ट उनके लिए बहुत जरूरी है. टीचर्स उनके घर जा नहीं सकते, they cannot attend each and every on one-to-one basis or maybe through face-to-face interactions. What they are using is a digital media. वो भी बहुत सारे रूरल कम्युनिटीज में डिजिटल मीडिया पहुंचा ही नहीं है. नो इंटरनेट कनेक्टिविटी, देयर इज नो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, लोड शेडिंग इज देयर, so many problems are there. So I'm quite worried what is happening with these children. ये बच्चों का एजुकेशन, एकेडमिक, ये कैसे होगा? जैसे कि रूरल एरिया में, रूरल सिनेरियो में हम लोग जब देखते हैं कि टीचर का डेली वर्क ऐसा होता है कि when they join the schools on daily basis, they has to go to the community first, that village area first. They have to gather the children, बच्चों को जमा करना है, उनको समझाना है, चलो स्कूल चले वगैरह, ऐसा सब करके उनको मोटिवेट करके फिर उनको स्कूल में लाना होता है पर डे. And then they start educating them whatever syllabus they have given by the government and all. So these are the big exercise. So parents अभी ये टीचर्स नहीं कर सकते हैं क्योंकि स्कूल्स बंद है, वो जा नहीं सकते. तो it has become a more responsibility towards the parents. तो अगर हम लोग पेरेंट्स को टैकल करके उनको अगर समझा पाए, उनको कन्विंस कर पाए, तो वो अपने बच्चों की तरफ ध्यान देंगे. वो स्टडी कर रहे हैं कि नहीं कर रहे हैं. नाउ they are providing, some of the parents, they are providing them smartphone or maybe laptop or something. Some other organizations from CSR fund also, they are getting some digital medias and all to continue their education. But ये जरूरी होगा पेरेंट्स के लिए भी कि उनका बच्चा, उनका जो विद्यार्थी है, are they using it properly or not, or using it something else, using for something else. व्हाट्सएप वगैरह चालू है, कुछ अलग चीजें चालू होती है, तो उसमें अगर रहेंगे तो एजुकेशन विल गोइंग टू बी सफर. सो दैट इज what we need to concentrate more, what I can say. So thank you, we'll discuss it further. Thank you, Chirag.
Yeah, thanks Vijay sir. And next I would like to invite Mrs. Chadamba. Ma'am, please, she's one of the very eloquent, and she has a very powerful voice in the CSR space. So ma'am, आपकी क्या views हैं इस topic पे?
Good morning everybody. I'm happy to be here. पहली बात तो I would like to start with a question. शायद सबको पता होगा, like decades लग गया होगा, मुझे जहां तक मेरा जानकारी है एंड सब लोगों को भी है, ये बॉन्डेड लेबर, चाइल्ड मैरिज, whatever we used to hear, like ये सब हमने देखा है अपने उम्र में. So I think all agree with this कि हमको ये इतना एफर्ट लगा इस चीज को हमको निकालने के लिए, बच्चों को मोटिवेट करके स्कूल को लाने के लिए, इतने सारे गवर्नमेंट प्रोजेक्ट्स को लाना पड़ा. So I think it has taken a decade to change the system and motivate the parents, society to remove the child labor, bonded labor, child marriage को चेंज करने के लिए एक्ट्स बनाया गया. So अभी क्या हो रहा है? Everything is okay. It was in streamline. I agree. Now COVID has affected so much. जो decades लग गया हमको ये सब चेंज करने के लिए. In one year it has affected so much. बच्चे फिर से ड्रॉप आउट हो गए. They are going back to home. They are not ready to attend the school. Now वो mentally and physically they are not ready in the same way what they were earlier. And especially in some underprivileged communities, they are not ready to send their children, especially girl children, for school, because a lot of parents have lost their job. Now they have started to depend on their children so that they can earn something through child labor. And if children is earning some bucks, then he is motivated towards that. He is not motivated towards studies. So again it has been an palat gaya sab kuch. Now we can't it's a very hard task for especially Indians ki changing our mindset and also following the rules of government. It's very hard. Recovery phase को cope करना उतना easy नहीं है, फिर भी we have to follow. And I say in this, एक तो it has impacted on studies, and साथ ही साथ में it has impacted on emotional and physical growth of the children. Like ये उम्र ऐसा होता है कि child always try to make friends. Like child go outside, they play with their friends, they start to share their thoughts, feelings. Everything is not being shared in the family. They start to learn from each other, sharing, caring, everything. Not only good habits, they learn bad habits also with their friends. But these things are missing now. They are at home, and not only it is affecting on their physical growth, the hormonal changes what they used to get in the normal way, it is not being grown. So these are the things what I think that it is affecting on the children and youth, and the normal crisis what we are finding, it's very hard to adjust with that. And all the way we are hearing that education should be driven through digital. I completely disagree with that. Digital is not an solution for children. And the thing, COVID, आप जब फर्स्ट वेव खत्म हुआ, सेकेंड वेव आ रहा है, एंड एक्सपेक्टेड थर्ड वेव, व्हाई नॉट 10th वेव? आप कैसे बोल सकते हो? वैक्सीन्स, they have taken vaccines and they are getting the COVID. So you can't expect that it will be washed out. So we have to learn to cope up with COVID. Like how strategies will be developed to be think on that, क्योंकि parents खाली parents responsible नहीं है. Parents can't sit with children at home and focus on their children. They have their own jobs. They have to earn now. So it's very hard to. I am bit practical. एक घर में जो होता है बच्चे और पेरेंट्स के साथ, वो चीज मैं एक्सप्रेस कर रही हूँ इधर. It's not possible to focus. पेरेंट्स खाली बच्चों पे फोकस करें, डिजिटल पे बैठ के उनको पढ़ाई लिखाई करें. It's highly impossible. I think that government should design in such a manner, like shift-wise classes should be there. If बच्चे 30-50 में हैं, it should be divided into 2 shifts of schools. Social distancing maintain करें, vaccination को improve करें, and the practice should be developed in the school children. If not completely, children will forget the society, social, the mixture of social things. They will be like almost it has gone now. आपके बच्चों को आप बुलाओ ना, कोई शादी को आने के लिए रेडी रहेंगे क्या? आपके बच्चों को आप पूछ के देखो, आएंगे नहीं, शादी को नहीं आएंगे. वो बर्थडे पे अगर 10 ही लोग रहेंगे तो आएंगे, नहीं तो भीड़ बहुत है मम्मी नहीं आएंगे बोलेंगे. So this is what the habit has been grown now, and children will get adjusted with that kind of things. ये practical है. And to be frank, अगर कोई मर गया ना, 10 से 15 लोग ज्यादा कोई नहीं जाएगा. जब normalize होगा तो भी नहीं जाएगा. Because human tendency ऐसा रहता है. If we are being habitual with these kind of things, we will go in that way. बहुत बड़ा परिवार में बच्चा पला है तो उसी में एडजस्ट होगा. सिंगल परिवार का बच्चा उसमें एडजस्ट नहीं होगा. The same thing what we are facing now. So I feel that and इसको हमें नेगेटिव नहीं लेना चाहिए. इस टाइम पे what I feel is आप लोगों को ये चीज को पॉजिटिविटी में लेना है, and how we can go ahead with new interventions, like बच्चों को किस तरह से डिसिप्लिन सिखाए कि कोविड के साथ साथ हमारा एजुकेशन सिस्टम भी वो संभाले. जैसे हम ट्रेन करेंगे वैसे बच्चे ट्रेन होंगे. इट्स वेरी सिंपल. जो हमको हमारे शिक्षा अपने माँ बाप ने दिया है, द सेम थिंग वी कैन गिव विद आवर चिल्ड्रन एज सिचुएशन गोज. अभी कोविड है तो कोविड के साथ एडजस्ट होके नोज मास्क हो, सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग हो, सैनिटाइजर हो, वो सब करके स्कूल को जाए. थोड़ा सा एफर्ट होगा, ठीक है, we have to teach them. अगर एफर्ट करना सिखाना नहीं आता है, then कुछ नहीं, बच्चे फिर रूरल बच्चे चाइल्ड लेबर ही हो जाएंगे और कुछ नहीं. वो ठीक है, या स्कूल में एफर्ट करना सिखाना अच्छा है. And this should be, it should be driven through governance and all the society stakeholders related to the education system, as I feel, like it, including CSR. It's very like, it's a serious note, but I feel like we have to think on it. Interventions, अगर हम थोड़ा सा सोचेंगे, not only digital is for timing, ठीक है. अभी solution क्या है? It's for timing, you can cover it. बच्चों का अगर आप लोग हरदम डिजिटल पे कुछ सब कुछ करना चाहते हो तो इट्स हाईली इम्पॉसिबल. एंड तो आगे बच्चा शादी भी डिजिटल भी करेगा. It's not a solution for that, I feel, because this is what I feel we have to think of, how we can move with COVID, how practically we can advise our plan and train our children, and that's it. मुझे तो इतना ही सोच में आता है, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है स्टडीज के साथ साथ एजुकेशन एंड इमोशनल थिंग्स आर आल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अ चिल्ड्रन, जिससे इट इम्पैक्ट्स अल्टीमेटली ऑन द ग्रोथ ऑफ आवर कंट्री एंड नेशन. हम तो हमारे एक रूरल बात पे हम लोग यहाँ पर चर्चा चल रही है, रूरल ड्रॉप आउट. वो अगर सब कुछ मिलाएंगे तो परसेंटेज वाइज में फिर वो नेशन पे भी इम्पैक्ट करेगा. एंड वेरी सिंपल, इफ वी कंपेयर फॉर अदर कंट्रीज, मुझे एक ही चीज का दर्द है कि हम में इंडिविजुअल में वो रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बहुत कम है. We always try to blame government, we always try to blame teachers, we always try to blame parents. It's a individual responsibility, and जब country को आया है, we have to face, we have to go on. It's not like that कि कोई आया है तो कोई आके रेशन बांटे. That's not a solution. It's a substitute for your survival. That's it. उसके लिए आपका कुछ growth नहीं होगा. That's what I mean to say in this forum. Thank you.
All right. So this is a good, very passionate introduction speech, ma'am. And next, I would like to bring in Mr. Nishant Sinha. Nishant, over to you.
Thank you. That was quite a powerful and passionate introduction from Chandama ma'am. Now I have a problem to continue with that intensity, ma'am. Let's see how much justice I can do. Friends, I think we all believe that education is the tool that will facilitate socio-economic mobility in our country. Without proper education, we cannot bridge this gap between India and Bharat. And that gap was quite discernible even before COVID. Now, what has happened because of COVID is this gap is already stretching. Now, how much we can stretch this gap between India and Bharat? It's a matter of great concern for our country, because ultimately, if we are going to increase this gap, and if we continue to allow this gap to grow, our country will go into a chaos. Rural India is already struggling with plethora of issues, and now with COVID, you have loss of job, people migrating back to the villages, families who have lost their earning members. They are all struggling, and then there are people who are actually at the bottom rung of socio-economic development. People like tribal populations. You have single parent families, BPL families. What about them? When lockdown and when COVID happened, and there was a nationwide lockdown, and schools rushed to digitalize the education. What was the impact in rural India? That we need to find out. How much would be the impact on rural India? Now, if we go to rural areas, there are areas where we don't have internet connection, we don't have uninterrupted power supply. there is lack of devices. But even the home setting in rural areas, even in urban area, the home setting setup is not conducive for education. How do we expect our children in rural area in particular to cope up with the pressure? Emotional challenges are already there because of the lockdown. They are staying back in home. The parents have lost their job, so there is additional emotional challenge for the for these children. How do we cope up? And digital learning in itself is teaching in a digital platform in itself is a specialized skill. It's not that if I am a teacher, I can teach digitally. No, I have seen my child sitting in Zoom classes, and you feel like you are looking at a wall. You are not looking at a teacher. You don't have an engagement. You don't have a connection with the teacher. And without engagement and without connection with the teacher, you cannot actually learn. You will not learn. There will be so much distractions. There would be sounds outside. There would be some movement outside. That is something which cannot actually facilitate the education. And then we expect children to learn on this 4 or 5 inch screen. Whether the child will learn or not, it's most probably the answer is not. And then to add on that, this so much of screen time on a 4 inch screen would actually have more of a negative impact than a positive impact. There was also a thought that parents should get involved, and no doubt parents should get involved. But then there are parents who themselves are illiterate or are not adequately literate to guide their children. There are children who are still first generation learner, who are first in the family to be going to schools. Now, how can these parents who are not equipped guide the children? I agree with what Chandama ma'am said. Digital learning is not the solution for this crisis, and we need to find a solution. COVID has happened. We have lost couple of academic years. There are families which have lost their earning members. There is a serious threat. Obviously, I don't think we can even consider that there would be any academic progress during this phase. The problem is that we should arrest at least the academic lag. We should not allow the children to go to such a level that going back to mainstream education would become a huge challenge, huge burden for them. Dropout rates are going to increase. There are reports which are already indicating that dropout rates have gone up. There are children in rural areas in particular who don't have even textbooks, hardly any worksheets. How do we expect these children to cope up with the academic pressure? There's certainly a huge threat that whatever progress that we had made in last couple of decades in terms of academic mainstreaming the children, bringing the children from the houses to villages to the schools. Now these children may shift back. They may drop out. They may go back to what the problems that we had identified, child labor and other issues that may happen anytime. I think that there are serious threats, and the only solution, I think, is obviously it's not something that we can expect only the government to do or only the schools to do. I had a friend who is a teacher in rural school, so I had a talk with him I think a week back, and what he said was we tried and create a WhatsApp group of students. So out of 40 students, they could find only 4. And even in those 4, only 2 were active. So it's not worth the effort. Ultimately, No, I guess what the solution can be is if schools can open with social distancing, even if you give 2 hours of meaningful learning in schools, nothing like it. If we can't do, we can try bring school to the community. Teachers can go to community, alternate days, maybe organize children in small groups and teach in the community rather than students going into schools. That is another solution that we can look into. And I think now it's time to find a solution, because COVID now, what ma'am says is, we already we already are into the second wave. There is a threat of third wave, and God knows when it is going to go, or whether there will be fourth wave or fifth wave. We need to prepare ourselves to tackle this situation. And for that, there has to be a synergy of effort. Every stakeholder, parents, teachers, schools, government, corporates, individuals, civil society, everyone has to be on the same platform to work towards the mission of ensuring that there should be no dropout, no lag in education. Thank you. We'll discuss it in detail.
Yeah, thank you so much for this. Again, it was very passionate from you also, Nishant, as passionate as Siddhama ma'am, and your passion could actually be heard in your voice itself. So yeah, so I would like to now open the panel for discussion, and some very valid points have been raised by Siddhama ma'am and Nishant. Prasoon sir, would you like to kind of start by commenting on this, and then I think all of us can participate in random order for the next 20 minutes. Prasoon sir?
Yeah, sorry. So Chirag, I can see people asking lots of questions, and well said Nishant and Chanma ma'am, very valid point. And some people are asking about, are also telling us the limit of digital reach. And we have to be aware of this fact that even in we have 3 rooms, and 2 of my children, one of them study in Rishi Valley School in Krishnamurti, and my son, he has just passed out, he's studying in Kriya. And when they have online classes, we are all out, because they need room, they need very fast connection, they need computers, and they need a good systems, and it drains our pocket. So it's not so easy. So even if you, the best of internet, the best of equipment, and even after that, we are always worried when the class ends and when they have their own personal interaction. And yeah, so that's not a worry for us, but yeah, it is intoxicating their mind towards digital, too much of digital world. So now they have, I can see the tendency not to go and out and talk to people, not to go for any, like what Chanma ma'am said, that it's not about playing games, all kinds of games they have on their phone and their digital device, including cricket, football, anything. So that's very dangerous, particularly for people like us who can afford and who are able to get children. So yeah, so but very simple response to what changes is possible. So one very small example I can think of is, why can't we ask parents to play Ludo and snakes and ladder with their children? It teaches you counting, it teaches you addition, subtraction, it teaches you to estimate what others will get. Improvise on that. Ask them to make a list of how many 6, how many 5, how many 4 each players are getting, and then you can ask, now tell me which number got repeated many times. So you are talking of average, you are talking of statistics. Give small children some one picture, and ask them to construct some story. Involve their parents. Children who can write, ask them to write that. Otherwise, just ask children to involve their parents, and these are all syllabus related, all cognitive ability, and it will make their learning interesting. Most of us have learned that noun is a naming word, and verb is about words that has some accent. But when somebody told me, some person who is a linguist, he told me that chair is both noun and it's a verb. So when you sit on a chair, it is noun, but when you chair a meeting, it becomes verb. We were not aware of that. More also, when we talk of zero, our teachers have taught us that zero is nothing. How will you explain minus numbers? How will you explain 0, 1 and 1, 0? So there are n number of ways for all kind of children to provide them something to think and something to do independently. So the only thing we don't need to get worried about is using our red pen to correct them. Give them opportunity to make mistake. Minimize your whatever feedback you want to give, and help them become independent learner. That's what the larger aim of education is all about. So yes, Chirag, sorry. Yeah. So this is what I have to say.
All right. Dr. Vijay, anything that you would like to add to the response?
Yeah, good. So good passionate because we have got here and we are getting very good exposure from them. So what I am thinking, what Chandraman said, and Nishant sir also is there, and Susan sir also said that physical attention to the children are very important. That is essential. यानी कि अगर हम लोग स्कूल में जो इमोशनल सपोर्ट पीयर ग्रुप से मिलता है, टीचर से मिलता है, उनके बाकी के जो कल्चरल एक्टिविटीज रहते हैं, स्पोर्ट्स रहता है, that is very important. But looking at current scenario, I'm talking about the current scenario, while it is expected that third wave of this corona pandemic is going to affect children more, so it is quite impossible to send our children out of the home. In fact, myself or we ourselves are afraid to go out of the home. तो बाहर जाना और बाहर बच्चों को भेजना और उनको by the way having social distancing also, taking all the precautions also, people are getting affected of the virus. So why to take risk? तो वो रिस्क हमको अभी उठा नहीं सकते हैं, इसके लिए बच्चों को जो है वो घर पे ही रखना पड़ रहा है हमको. इट इज अ कंपल्सरी और मैंडेटरी सिचुएशन दैट हैज बीन कम ऑन अस. देखिए हम चाहते हैं कि बच्चों दूसरे बच्चों के साथ खेले, बाहर जाए, स्पोर्ट्स करे, कल्चरल एक्टिविटी करे, या फिर उनका जो इंटरेस्ट है वो सब ये करे. बट सिचुएशन ऐसे है, हालात ऐसे है, कुछ कर नहीं पा रहे. वी आर सिटिंग एट होम एंड वी आर डूइंग नथिंग. तो वही उसी सिनेरियो में अगर घर में भी, जैसे प्रसून जी ने राइट लिखा कि हम लोग अगर पेरेंट्स को इंकरेज करते हैं, मोटिवेट करते हैं, या उनको जो रिसोर्सेस प्रोवाइड करते हैं उनको, तो उस हिसाब से अगर नॉट ओनली द पेरेंट्स बट देयर सिबलिंग्स आल्सो, मे बी देयर नेबर्स आल्सो कैन हेल्प इन दिस आउट. तो वो कुछ ऐसे सॉल्यूशन हम लोग निकाल सकते हैं कि उनके सराउंडिंग जो अवेलेबिलिटीज है उसको ही कैपेबल करके, उसको ही रिसोर्सफुल करके अगर कुछ कर पाए तो एक वो चीज हो सकती है. दूसरा व्हाट आई एम थिंकिंग इज टू इक्विप द टीचर्स को. जब मैं रूरल कम्युनिटी में देखता हूँ तो टीचर्स आर नॉट सो मच user friendly. Not user friendly in the sense, not what I can say is media, जो डिजिटल मीडिया या लैपटॉप भी उनको ऑपरेट करने को कभी कभी होता नहीं. उनको सिखाना पड़ता है कि कैसे लैपटॉप्स ऑपरेट करेंगे. जैसे हमने बहुत सारा CSR फंड में से कंप्यूटर्स, लैपटॉप्स, आईपैड्स या डिजिटल मीडिया हमने डोनेट किया था, लेकिन जब हमने उनका फीडबैक लिया तो टीचर्स दे देमसेल्व्स आर नॉट using the laptop or that they don't know how to use it media, तो वो बच्चों को कैसे पढ़ाएंगे? तो एक एग्जाम्पल है कि हम लोगों को टीचर को भी एक रिसोर्सफुल पर्सन बनाना होगा, उनको जो रिसोर्सेज चाहिए in terms of not only digital media but otherwise also, वो एक करना होगा. And Nishant, you also rightly said that textbooks are missing. तो क्यों ना हम जो बच्चे स्पेशली रूरल कम्युनिटीज के जो बच्चे उनको टेक्स्ट बुक्स वगैरह जो नहीं मिल पा रहे, डिजिटल मीडिया इज एक्चुअली इज नॉट गुड वे, क्योंकि हम लोग अभी अंगूठा छाप बना रहे हैं बच्चों को. व्हाट आई कैन सी, उनको लिखने का अभी वो भूलने वाले हैं थोड़े दिन में. हम जो लिखा करते थे बहुत सारा असाइनमेंट सबमिशंस, ये एग्जाम पेपर्स वगैरह, वो सब अब जाने वाला है. व्हाट दे विल अंडरस्टैंड द कीबोर्ड्स ओनली और टच पैड्स ओनली. तो वो एक माहौल जो हम लोग अभी बना रहे हैं या फिर बन रहा है, तो वो कहीं तो हमको रोकना होगा. इसके लिए हमको वो सॉल्यूशंस निकालने होंगे कि अगर रूरल बच्चों को हम टेक्स्ट बुक्स प्रोवाइड करें कि वो अब डिजिटल मीडिया तो ठीक है लेकिन ये भी यूज करो, ये बुक्स पढ़ो, बहुत सारे टेक्स्ट बुक्स एंड नोटबुक्स वगैरह है, इनको भी आप यूज करो, ये भी एक तरीका हो सकता है. एंड प्रोवाइडिंग मील्स टू देयर होम. अभी स्कूल में नहीं जा सकता है, तो रूरल बच्चे जो है अगर उनके या ग्राम पंचायत या फिर ऐसे गवर्नमेंट अथॉरिटीज को इक्विप करेंगे कि वो उनके घर पे अगर आप डिलीवर कर देंगे मिड डे मील वगैरह जो, या फिर ग्रोसरी आइटम्स दे कैन सप्लाई, दैट कैन बी ऑल्सो टेकन अप विद द गवर्नमेंट एंड ऑल. तो वो उस लाइन पे हमको सोचना होगा कि करंट सिनेरियो को कैसे हैंडल करें जहाँ पर हम लोग बच्चों को एक्सपोजर नहीं दे पा रहे बाहर की दुनिया में. या थैंक यू, दैट्स इट.
Yes, sir. So yeah, very valid points. I think you re-emphasized the fact that which Nishant mentioned, that textbook and worksheets are missing and basic meals need to be provided to students, and these are some serious challenges we need to look at. Now, I will just again move on to, I think we're just moving in the same order. So Nishant, Chinema ma'am, anybody, if you would like to add anything to this discussion, please.
I have a question. Yes, sir. Please, sir. I have a question to all the participants. कोई खेत को गया है क्या?
Yes, ma'am.
कोई खेत में मट्टी देखे हैं? खेत में क्रॉपिंग सिस्टम क्या होता है देखे हैं क्या?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
एक दिन के लिए काम किया है?
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
किया मैम. Yes, ma'am.
तो आई फील, देखिए अब सोल्यूशन बोल रहे हैं हम. इस अगर हमको स्कूल को भेजने के लिए दिक्कत होता है, बच्चों को स्कूल नहीं भेज सकते, हम एक चीज तो कर सकते हैं, बच्चों को थोड़ा सा, जैसे मान लीजिए अभी आप सब लोग बोलते हैं मल्टी टैलेंटेड रहना चाहिए. मल्टी टैलेंटेड रहना है तो बच्चे स्कूल के साथ साथ डांस भी सीखेंगे और क्या है, संगीत भी सीखते हैं, बैडमिंटन सीखते हैं, क्रिकेट सीखते हैं, राइट? सो फार्मिंग क्यों नहीं सीख सकते? क्यों खेत में? क्योंकि ये चीज रूरल ड्रॉप आउट बच्चों के लिए ही है, और रूरल में हर बच्चे को खेत तो देखता ही है, खेत उसके आसपास ही रहता है, तो वो उसको कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स नहीं दिया जा सकता है क्या कि आप ये मतलब ये 5x5 फीट के अंदर ये ग्रो करो, कुछ किचन गार्डन ग्रो करो? ऐसे क्यों नहीं सिखाया जा सकता? उनको क्रॉपिंग पैटर्न क्यों नहीं बताया जा सकता? अगर यहाँ कोई मेरे उम्र के लोग हैं तो वो उनके बच्चों को पूछिए, एक झाड़ लगाना आता है? झाड़ को लगा के उसको कैसे ग्रो किया जाता है, प्रोसेस पता है? हमारे बच्चों में ये चीज बहुत कमी है, टू बी फ्रैंक. अगर हमको बच्चों को आगे का सिटीजन, मतलब ये सही टाइम है, जैसे मान लो आई वॉज बीन कोविड पॉजिटिव, तो मुझे 15 दिन के लिए रूम में डाला गया, तो हम बैठने वाले इंसान तो है नहीं, 15 साल तो ऐसे ही काट दिए, तो 15 दिन कैसे रूम में बैठ सकते हैं? तो एक साड़ी लिया, उसके ऊपर वो एम्ब्रॉयडरी वर्क किया, क्योंकि हमने वही पढ़ा है बचपन में, तो उसमें ग्लास वर्क कर दिया, तो 200 का साड़ी हमने 2000 का बना दिया. सो ये चीज हम क्यों नहीं सिखा सकते? अगर कोविड में बच्चे घर में हैं, व्हाई डोंट वी टीच देम इन टर्म्स ऑफ फील्ड में कैसे क्रॉप को ये कर सकते हैं, थोड़े से इनपुट्स ऐसे, या तो सर बोल रहे थे जैसे लूडो गेम हो, प्रैक्टिकल जो चीज है जहां फिजिकली उन बच्चों को एंगेज कर सकते हैं फैमिली वाइज में। और साथ में किचन गार्डन मैंने बोल दिया कि ये चीज क्या है, एक कंपटीशन ग्रो करो ना बच्चों में। एक ही एरिया में रहते, एक ही ब्लॉक में रहते, ये बच्चा क्या ग्रो किया है, दूसरे बच्चों को भी सीखने के लिए एक कंपटीशन, एक इनोवेशन आना चाहिए बच्चों में। ये सही वक्त है बच्चों का माइंडसेट चेंज करने के लिए। हम खाली ये सोचना नहीं है उनको कैसे एंगेज करें, तो इस दिशा में एंगेज करेंगे तो कहीं ना कहीं उनको वो हेल्प होगा। जब हम रूरल की बात कर रहे हैं तो रूरल बच्चों को क्यों ना उनके रिसोर्स में हम डेवलप करने का सोचे। खाली स्कूल, बच्चे, टीचर, पेरेंट्स, उससे छोड़ के भी डिजिटल तो ठीक है, इट्स अ पार्ट बोल रहे हैं ना, तो उसको छोड़ के भी दूसरा हम कुछ कर सकते हैं। लेट्स लाइक शुड गो विद अदर थिंग्स। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मैंने मेरे बेटी को ओके जो बनाते हैं ना, आई कैन पोस्ट लेटर ऑन, जो प्लांट्स ग्रो करते हैं उसमें से बोके कैसे बनाते हैं, मैंने उसको सिखाया। मैंने बोल दिया कि तुम बोके बना के लाना। वो लिटरली मदर डे में बोके लाके वो उसने प्रेजेंट किया, विच इज व्हाट वी हैव टू टीच आवर चिल्ड्रन। नहीं तो मतलब ये हम ऐसे ही बात करते रहेंगे, टाइम वेस्ट होते रहेगा, बच्चे ऐसे ही ग्रो हो जाएंगे। थोड़ा यूजर फ्रेंडली रहना चाहिए, क्योंकि वही बोल रहे हैं जैसा निशांत सर बोले हैं, डॉक्टर विजय बोले हैं कि डिजिटल साथ में बैठो, वन वे सुनो, वो नहीं पॉसिबल है। और कुछ कमेंट भी किए हैं कि फिजिकल इंटरेक्शन से मतलब कोविड का डर भी रहता है। आई एग्री विद यू ऑल। वो अगर रहता है तो आप इस तरफ ग्रो कीजिए। एक एस्पिरेशंस जहां हमारा रिसोर्स है, बच्चों को पता ही नहीं कीचड़ में खेलना, बच्चों को पता ही नहीं कीचड़ क्या होता है, उसमें से क्या खाते हैं, वो खाते जो है वो कहाँ ग्रो होता है उनको ही पता नहीं है, क्योंकि हमको भी पता नहीं है ना। बच्चे पूछना जानते हैं, हम बोलना जानते हैं, दोनों तरफ मिस्टेक है। क्योंकि हम भी तो ऐसे ही हाफ कुकड़ है, हाइब्रिड हम भी खा रहे हैं, बच्चों को भी वही खिला रहे हैं। सो आई फील लाइक वी हैव टू मेक देम टू यूज इन ए परफेक्ट। ये टाइम है जो पॉजिटिविटी में हमको यूज करना चाहिए। बच्चों को ऐसी चीज में एंगेज करो जहां उनको आगे वो एक ना एक चीज के लिए एक सेटिस्फेक्शन मिले कि हाँ ठीक है, हमने कुछ सीखा है, इस टाइम पे भी हमने हमारा टाइम वेस्ट नहीं किया है। हर बच्चे का टाइम देश के लिए और खुद के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है। अगर हम उस दिशा में उसको इनोवेशन के पाथ में बढ़ाते नहीं है तो फिर कुछ भी नहीं है। वो कंपटीशन डेवलप होना चाहिए, ये समय है वो उसका, उस चीज के लिए। हम लोग खाली सोने के लिए यूज कर रहे हैं एंड इट्स नॉट द राइट वे। उसको कंपटीशन बढ़ाना चाहिए, उसको वो चीज इनबिल्ट करना चाहिए बच्चों को। स्पेशली अगर आप इनबिल्ट करते हैं, आई एम डैम श्योर आगे जाके वो कुछ ना कुछ, हर बच्चा कुछ ना कुछ नया चीज सोचेगा, उसका रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी समझेगा। इफ नॉट वो वही खुद तो कुछ नहीं करेगा, दूसरों को भी करने नहीं देगा। ये सिस्टम डेवलप हो जाएगा एंड अल्टीमेटली इट ड्राइव्स टू ड्रॉप आउट ओनली। क्योंकि अगर कुछ एंगेज नहीं होगा, खाली दिमाग तो सबको पता है। सो इस चीज के लिए हम लोग वी हैव टू थिंक ऑफ द रिसोर्सेज व्हाट वी हैव टू एंगेज देम इन दैट वे, सो दैट लाइक बच्चे एक सेटिस्फेक्शन के साथ बढ़े एंड एक रिजल्ट के साथ बढ़े। पौधा लगाया है तो फूल कैसे आना चाहिए उसको सिखाना चाहिए, फूल नहीं आता है तो क्यों नहीं आता है उसको इवेलुएट करने के लिए छोड़ना चाहिए। दिस इज व्हाट आई फील टू एड्रेस इन दिस फोरम। थैंक यू।
Yes, so I think very pertinent points that our students must have basic life skills. They should have basic understanding of environment around. Nishant, over to you.
Right. Thank you. Friends, I'd like to show you something. If you can see this. Can you?
Yes.
This is the famous comic character Nagraj. Every one of us in our childhood would have borrowed it from libraries, from everywhere, and we used to read it like so passionately, what it used to do. No, there was no motivation. No one had the stick in their hand. Ki jao library se Nagaraj ka kitab laake padho. It was a passion, and what it did, it enhanced our reading skills. It drove our passion, and in doing so, our reading skills got enhanced. So I'm all the bit more focusing on a blended approach wherein you can have a digital sessions, but digital sessions alone cannot give me the learning outcomes. Can't we have a village libraries wherein you can borrow magazines, storybooks, comic books from the library, study and return back. That way, at least your reading skills will continue. We can have worksheets. Worksheets are very important, wherein your writing skill continue to remain there, and at least you do not lag into developmental education delay. You don't go into that loop. And obviously, games and life skills are additional components that we should look into. There are n number of games Prasoon sir talked about Ludo, snakes and that. If you go to rural areas, there are other games like they say tick tick. There are so many games wherein your mental and your cognitive skills get enhanced. So those games can be promoted in rural area, and there's ample room to think. I was going through some of the comments in the chat box, and I thought, yeah, it's right that we need to think out of box. It's not a normal situation. Pandemic has created a situation wherein we need to think out of box and find ways in which we can not only engage, keep our children engaged, but keep them meaningfully engaged in activities which may help them in their lifetime. That can be anything, minor skills, farming, as ma'am said, maybe, although that's a bit of a tricky because that there are chances that children may drift into child labor also. But yet, yeah, that's a skill that is required in rural areas. So no harm if children learn farming there and other activities.
We have a lot of questions which have come in, Nishant, and maybe I can start with you with the first question. So, and the question is that there are many obstacles in rural areas. We as teachers, so this is a teacher posting the question. We as teacher unable to reach students through online teaching or any other type of digital ways. Most other methods are not working. What are your suggestions?
I guess during my address to the forum, I did said that I have one of my friend who works in a rural area, and they tried to create a WhatsApp group, and it was only 4 out of 40 students who had the option to join the group, who had adequate resource to join the group. That's the challenge, and that's why we are saying that only digital platform will not help, ma'am. If we want to go, worksheets are a brilliant example. We can try worksheets. We can create local groups of students who can promote peer learning. Teachers, if at all situation of COVID permits us to visit the community, we can visit the community and teach students in small group, give them worksheets, keep them engaged. I think there is a methodology of step learning wherein we can keep on improving, enhancing at least the basic skills of your numeracy, your reading skills, your writing skills. Those skills, at least we can ensure that these skills, there is no lag in these skills. Worksheets, and we can suggest games to the students, to the students for this. Over to you, Chirag.
Right. Yep. One very important question which has come in, and I think this is something that we are completely missing out because of the pandemic and the overall frantic situation that we are. What about children with disabilities, and how we create accessible material for them to kind of stay connected with education? Prasun sir, if you could, Prasun sir, Vijay sir, if you could just throw some light in there.
Yeah, so disability, we can't put all disability in one bag. So there are different children with different disability. These are very specialized. So I don't know. So I don't have much experience about it. But one thing I feel about uh, mm, challenge children is that don't put them in another isolated basket. Try to make them as a part of general school, and provide them special facilities, but let all children, even children who are physically and mentally challenged, to deal with the world, and that we don't do. So we need to think about that. Yeah, but this is not my area. I not like to comment on how to deal. These are very special children, and most of these children are very different from each other. They suffer from different disability. So, Chirag, 1 minute, just to add to what Vijayji and Chanma madam said. See, one is we are talking of general agreement and general engagement for children. So, how do you enrich that? So, rightly said, you need to provide open windows for them to understand their immediate world, understand how crops are patterned, how we grow things. But it's also an opportunity to explore cognitive ability from it, so that children also, they are also missing a cognitive exercise. So we need to create such kind of cognitive exercise when giving them such kind of exposure. The second is what Nishan said about library. We must also understand that uh, why we read Chacha Chaudhary or Nagraj, because everybody was talking about it. So if you create a library when nobody is talking about what you have read, most student and most people will not read. So we need to create an interactive environment for whatever we read, so that there is an exchange. That only motivate people to read more. Otherwise, it becomes very mundane activities. Yeah, and so people have raised some hands, Chirag, if you can see. So if you can also ask them to ask their questions.
Yes. So I have one question, which is okay. Yeah. So many parents, many students have lost their parents because of the pandemic. Many parents have lost their jobs, and the marginal community is obviously is the one which is kind of felt the pain of this pandemic the most. So what would be the panel's thought on how can we support these students?
Basically, this problem, I can say, is going to be in very high level in future, because so many parents are getting lost, earning members are getting lost because of this COVID-19 disease. And to answer this question, the ultimate solution could be institutionalization. So first of all, we need to assess the situation of the kid. If the parents are lost, then who are the relatives, or who will be the guardians, ideal guardians for them? So that is a whole together is going to be big survey, big study is going to be there. So I would urge the social organization who are working in this field can come ahead and take up this problem, take up this issue to assess the situation of the children. If possible, we can make certain institutions or institutionalization them could be a solution for them. Yeah.
Yes. So one more question I have, which is yeah, which is actually there are many questions. I'm finding it difficult to to pick the most relevant questions for the panel. Okay. So there's one question that, for rural areas wherein there are, where the spread of the COVID is lesser, and can we look at a bubble kind of a solution wherein the local mentor supports, supports the students in the specific community, and then can we kind of resort to this model, like local bubbles being created in the community and education being pushed through that model? What would be the panel's opinion on something like this?
I think that's a great suggestion, Chirag. We ourselves have tried this in one of our projects wherein we are targeting out of school children. So initially the plan was that these children would be taught at the school, but then schools got closed because of current pandemic. So what we did was, instead of this facilitators, we call them, who are sort of remedial teachers for students, they went into the community, and students were organized into small groups. So wherever there was no COVID cases, the students were organized into a small group. It was more of a children club sort of a thing, wherein education inputs were given for an hour or two, worksheets were distributed, and that's it. Then the teacher came back. And for a week, these worksheets were sufficient enough to ensure that the children were learning for a week. And then the teacher revisited the students after a week time, again did the same exercise. So it's a good suggestion. I mean, digital is obviously not working, so we will have to find some other solution, and whoever's suggesting this is a good suggestion.
Yeah, so one thing.
So I think we. Yes, sir. Please.
Yeah, please continue. Yeah, so one solution I'd like to have for children out of school is that you have a national open school board, and they're very flexible as far as selection of subjects and taking of exams are concerned. And it's not costly at all. So you have to pay 1800 rupees fees, and you can take exam 5 times. Midway, you can also change your subject. You can also get rid of your subjects like mathematics, English, and it is recognized board as CBSE and ICSE, and lots of students have used NIOS forum, and now they are well placed in terms of jobs. So this is one area which we can look forward to, because and around that you can organize coaching, you can organize all kinds of support systems so that children are able to take exam. In response to children who have lost their parents, so if you have heard about Plan International was an organization which was formed immediately after Second World War to help orphan children in Spain. So you need to create such kind of structure in India and address to these orphan children. It can't be done by NGOs alone. You need to create a system, an honest system, whether it's in the government or a public setup, that has to be there. Yeah, over to you.
All right. So we have kind of massively overshot on our time in terms of the question and answer session. So we have about 6 minutes left. I would just want to come briefly to all the panelists, just for a quick 1 minute, if you could share your parting notes. Prasoon sir, shall I start with you?
Yeah, so it was very good. People came with different perspective and lots of queries. So I think the entire people who have been here or who are not visible, they are all worried about the present situation, and we need to carry this forward, and we need to uh, help each other try to deal with it. See, we also have to understand that education is no longer anyone's personal domain. The kind of challenges we face in terms of pollution, in terms of environment, in terms of increasing crime, in terms of being in an unsafe society. So you need larger number of people to get educated, not only to work, find good jobs for themselves, but also as a part of collective thinking within the society. And that's the reason why we should get worried about why we should not miss out children who are not being able to get themselves educate at least at the primary, at the threshold level, so that they are able to read something, read some text and make a sense out of it. Thank you very much, Chirag.
Dr. Vijay?
Yeah, thank you. So it was wonderful discussion today. We have came with the lot of solutions, ideas, thought-provoking processes also are there. So what my takeaway is from entire session that we should look after the situation of the children, because each and every child could be in different scenario, from geographically also, from their family perspective also. Some may have parents, some may have lost their parents. So हर एक बच्चे का अलग अलग अभी ये सिचुएशन होने वाला है. तो अकॉर्डिंग टू द सिचुएशन, so what solution can be a fit to that situation for that particular child, that we need to assess. So it is going to be deep study as per child to child or per location to location, villages to villages. ये सब study बहुत important है हमारे लिए, और NGOs or corporate CSR and all other stakeholders has to come forward to take up these challenges in education, and as possible way we have to develop, or we have to bring these children out of this worst situation. Thank you.
All right. I guess then I would like to invite our final speaker. Chidamma ma'am had to leave for some reason, so I think I can get Nishant in for his parting note.
Thank you. Yeah, wonderful discussion. I think what we can sum up is COVID has been an extraordinary situation for humanity in general. The true impact of COVID will be known only after the pandemic is over in true sense. Human behaviors has changed, and there seems to be a common understanding that for education we'll have to need out of box thinking. I liked one of the comments in the comment section that we need to think about Gandhiji's new Nai Talim thing. So then there is also, I think, all the panelists, and I think most of the members who are there in this participating in the discussion through the chat are of the opinion that post-COVID, or even during the next phases of COVID, it's very important that all the stakeholders work together. So it's not just the responsibility of comment, it's responsibility of everyone to work towards this solution, to find a solution to the problems that that children in rural area is facing. And we need to think out of the box, obviously, to find solutions in true sense, in synergy with every stakeholder. So the only thing is, Mr. Chirag, what I'll recommend is there are quite a lot of good suggestions in the chat box. Let's try and capture them so that no learning, no suggestions goes unnoticed. So if that can be done by your team, it would be wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Nishant. So, I think it was just a very, very brilliant, very passionate, and a very insightful discussion. And I'm sure each of the members attending this event would have actually enjoyed this discussion and would have gained from this discussion. And we are all now looking at ideating on what are the possible solutions that can be moved forward. Two aspects. One is that we all understand that this is a grave issue, and we all need to come together and sincerely and seriously discuss and debate and move this debate, in the common spaces, so that as a society we are building a little more consciousness about this grave problem that we are facing. And because the solution has to come in from all of us coming together. So that's one. And the second part is that our contribution to this is that we will be getting back to all the participants who are here with a recorded and a compiled document of the entire conversation, capturing all the main ideas and all the solutions that have been discussed here or probably put in the chat. So I think that document should come to you in about 10 days time from now. And continuing the discussion, we would be organizing our next webinar, and that would be tentatively on the 8th of next month. So yeah, and I would highly recommend you to participate, because that would be taking forward this discussion, and then probably discussing how this can impact child labor and what all solutions are possible there. So and before we finally wind up, because it's already 12:31, I would quickly take a minute to thank first. So we have a very, very passionate and exciting team. I mentioned about Team Noble. So the entire webinar was put together in about 8 days from conceptualization to this happening today. So tremendous work being put in. I would like to have Avni Shah and Ashik and Jafar and Monit. Avni and Ashik are managing communications, and Jafar and Monit are interns with us. These four, and along with the support from the balance team, have actually pulled this together. So huge round of applause for having this event organized and have us all come together. So thank you so much, guys. And finally, thank you so much again to all the panelists for actually making out time, and because these are testing times and we are stretched in so many directions. Thank you all for coming here, and all the participants who have participated so passionately and made this session so enjoyable for all of us. Thank you so much, everyone, and looking forward to connecting with you again in the next webinar. Thank you. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Thank you, Chirag. It was really good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chirag.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Vijay, sir.
Thank you. Thanks all.
Thank you, Gunglani, sir. Thanks, Nishan.
Thanks, Chirag. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks.
See you soon.
Yeah, and I'll be connecting with all the panelists over a call separately. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Oh, great work, guys. Avni, Ashik, Monit, Jafar, tremendous work.
Bye, man.